What is happening, guys? Welcome on back to the Easy Guide walkthrough for Shadow of the Erdtree. Today we are going to be taking on two bosses. They're both Remembrance bosses. We're going to be taking on Gaius, Commander Gaius, and also the Scadutree avatar. So we're going to go down there as well. Now, if you do not have the grace to get to Gaius, go back and watch episode 3 of this walkthrough. Episode 3 walks through the entire Shadowkeep. I show you how to get every one of these graces, as well as all the items, the upgrades, all of that is in episode 3 of this walkthrough. But we are just going to travel right on to Shadowkeep back gate. So let's talk about Gaius, Commander Gaius. This dude can be a problem. He's going to be a dude riding on a bull. He's going to be charging you. It's going to feel kind of like a Sekiro fight in a way, the way it's structured. It's a beautiful area that we fight him in. We'll actually make it daytime just because it's better to fight him in the day, I think. It's just a neat area to fight this dude in. He's going to be using just a regular physical attack on you, and also halfway through he'll start using gravity spells on you. So we're actually going to change our magic, our affinity on our shield here. We're going to change this to magic so we can shut down his magic. And then the weapon you choose here is kind of up to you. As for other damage negation things, I would put this as Pearl Drake Talisman 3. And if you want to use this, you can use this still. It's going to be up to you. For our armor, I'm actually just going to go back to what we were previously using. Actually, no, wait. No, let's do this. Let's do this differently. Let's use Vertix's armor. So if you look at Vertix's armor, Vertix has a negation for has low damage. Or let's look at the actual armor. We can actually look at that better. So magic is 13.5 here. Magic is 13.3. So these are the big tanky armors. Honestly, any of those would work. We're going to do Vertix's just because I think this will be kind of fun. We're just going to tank him. We're going to be a heavy load by doing this, but it's going to be kind of fun to do this. So go ahead, if you want to follow me, you can put on all Vertix's armor. And put on 2 damage negations, physical, and also the Pearl Drake Talisman. And then choose a weapon that you want to use for this fight. So you could try Mesmer Spear. That might actually be a really cool weapon. You could go heavy. You could do Sacred Knight Rider. I mean, any of these weapons will do really well against this. Obviously, Bloodhound's Fang will be great. I actually might try the Spear. Might just try it to see how it works. We can always, if we die, we can try it again. I would buff before walking out there, because when as you walk out there, you're going to get him to come. So go ahead and buff yourself with some stuff here. And let's see here. Let's do this. I'm curious to try the spear on this. So we're not going to be able to roll on this. That's okay. Just hold up your shield. Okay, we're going to need to put on Turtle Talisman here. I forgot to put the Turtle Talisman on. You know what? Let's put the Turtle Talisman on. Let's do this right. That way we can get our stamina back faster. I actually don't think Mesmer Spear is going to be the best for this fight. I'm going to actually just go with Bloodhound's Fang, I'm thinking. But you can use what you want to use. I'm going to change this. Actually, it's going to be a heavy load anyway, so we might as well just keep that. Go with that. I mean, you're going to use skill attacks. I mean, otherwise, maybe jump attacks, enhanced jump attacks. You can get jump attacks off on this dude. Or charge attacks even, that would be good. We'll try this, though. Yeah, if you just hold your shield up here, you won't get... You'll get taken a lot of endurance damage, but You just have the turtle on, you can have that come back really fast. Circle around him when he does these moves. Try to get some attacks off here. He's going to do the butt kick there, just hold the shield up. Also, shield smash does wonders here too. As long as you don't get hit by that. So now he's going to throw in some gravity magic, just like Radon does. You can just block this by holding the shield up. Because we have full magic damage negation on that almost. We'll take a little bit of damage, but not much at all. Oh, man. Man, I cannot get that off. Saw that coming. Surprised he didn't hit me there, actually. I guess the Mimic got the hit. Alright, so that's Commander Gaius. Yeah, the armor worked actually pretty well. So it's up to you what you want to use there, if you wanted to use that, or if you just wanted to use the standard armor to be, you know, the regular. I mean, either one's going to be fine. I just wanted to try it out just to see how it worked on that fight. It worked pretty good. Damage negation was pretty nice. Go ahead and get the Grace then. We can rest there if you want. So up this hill then, we're going to be getting a bunch of Scadutrees. So go ahead and ride through here. Also, if you want Commander Gaius' pants, go over there on this side, over there on that ledge, and you'll kill a Latenna. Basically the same type of creature as Latenna. Riding a wolf, you can kill her and she'll give you the pants to Gaius, but we're not going to do that. But if you wanted the pants, that's where you get the pants at. We're going to ride up through this giant thing, which is a little bit of overkill. The only reason they did have this here is for the Scadutrees, and this thing is really freaking giant. So go ahead and grab all 6 of the, or all 5 of these. Go ahead and teleport back to the nearest Grace. And this should get our Scad level to 15. So you should be at 15 and 7. So just so you guys know, that's where we're at on the Scads and the blessings as well. Alright, so now we're going to go take out the Scadutree avatar. So the Scadutree avatar is the second Remembrance boss we're going to take out. We're going to go to this Grace right here, the Tree Worship Passage. If you do not have this Grace, you have not watched episode 3, because episode 3 we go over how to get that Grace. We go over how to go through the Sunken Capital in here. So make sure and go through that to get the Tree Worship Passage. Then we can just talk about this one. So this Remembrance boss is a weird boss. It's very simple. Will take damage very easily. You're going to be fighting a giant sunflower, basically. To put it simply, a giant sunflower. And you're going to be fighting this sunflower 3 different times. So once you kill it the first time, it's going to respawn. Once you kill it the second time, it's going to respawn. And then once you kill it the third time, then it's dead and you'll get the Remembrance. It's kind of a gimmick in a way. I'd say. Go ahead and get the Iris of Grace if you want that. And then go down here. There's America's Rune back here if you want to grab that. And then get the Grace. So that's right there what we're fighting. That Sunflower thing, it's honestly not a bad boss. Or not a hard boss. This thing is going to kind of do a lot of holy stuff, so we're going to actually want to put some holy negation on with our shield. And then I'll talk about our strat here for this. So we're going to use Sacred on this. And then for our weapon, we're actually going to go with the Bolt of Grand Sax here. The reason why is because this thing will try to like get away from you, and if we can just shoot it with lightning with the Grand Bolt Ash of War, then that's going to help shut it down. The first time you knock it down and get the health bar to 0, you'll have to stagger it. The second time you'll have to do the same thing, and the third time it'll just die. The second phase is actually probably the hardest of this fight, because the second phase he'll like run from one side of the arena to the other and try to charge at you. Yes, you're going to get charged by a sunflower. How weird that sounds. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's also going to shoot out a lot of holy stuff. You can just shut that all down by holding up your shield, of course, and try to get in close if you can to the stem and just poke. Hold your shield up and block stuff. He's also going to throw out thorns. Roll to the side for the thorns to get away from those. And that's about it for this boss. A pretty simple boss, so nothing too much to do here. Let's see here. What do we want to activate here? Let's put the Shard of Alexander back on, because we're going to be using that skill. And yeah, I guess we'll leave the Turtle Talisman on. That's okay. That might come in handy. And let's put the Golden Braid on here. Let's put Golden Braid on just to shut down the damage negation, or shut down some of that holy damage that they're going to throw at us. But with that, we're going to walk out here. Going to wait to buff ourselves till we're out here. A little bit closer. And probably about here I'm going to go. Alright, and then we'll be able to summon our Mimic here. First phase will have a lot of just throwing thorns at you. Just block it with your shield. If you can strike it in the head, that's going to do the most damage. See, the damage we're going to put out here is pretty astronomical. You can lock onto 2 places here, the head and also the stem. Yeah, just poke away at it. Hold your shield. He's gonna launch some magic at you. Just hold the shield. It's apparently all gonna go for the Mimic. So we got the first one. Go ahead and kill him. We're gonna heal here. We're gonna buff our Mimic for the second round. This is the one he'll charge at you with, so be ready for the charges. He's going to back away and charge across the arena. He'll do this 3 times. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it one more time. Now you can actually get some attack off. This one you'll have to go back and get the head again. We're going to drink magic. buff our Mimic one more time. This last phase is actually the easiest phase. He doesn't really do too much crazy stuff. He's going to act like he blows up. We can shut all that down just by holding our shield up. And then you can just get a bunch of damage on when he does that. He's going to do this stuff again, mix this stuff in. He's going to go one more time. Obviously, our Mimic can't be smart enough to hold up the shield. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this in. Love how the Mimic just doesn't give a shit. Oh shit, there was 3. I forgot about that one. So then the Mimic, then this thing is basically dead after that. So, yeah, don't get flash flooded in that 3-phase thing at the end. Hold up your shield and just shut it all down. So that gives you a remembrance of the Shadow Sunflower and Miquella's Great Rune, which will come in very handy come for the last boss. We'll talk about that when we get there. Go ahead and get that Grace, though. And believe it or not, there is nothing else to do down here. You would think there's like something to do with this tree, since we're like right up next to the tree. There's not. This is it. There's nothing in this arena. I've ran through it many times trying to find something. There is nothing. Unless there's a secret out there that the community hasn't found yet. This is the most mysterious place, I think, in the entire DLC, just because there's just the sunflower boss here, and that's it. So with that, we're going to head back onto the Lost Table of Grace round table. We'll talk about some things here. So let's go talk about some of these remembrances. So first up, we've got Commander Gaius. So Commander Gaius, pretty cool. His weapon's kind of boring, to be honest. Sword Lance, it's just a giant poker. It's a giant poking sword. The Ash of War, though, Gravity Thrust, is really a cool Ash of War. You can actually take this off this weapon. It's not a unique weapon, so you can actually take the Ash of War off and put it on any type of weapon for the most part. You spin up in the air. You know Radahn's attack when you fight Radahn in the base game, and he spins up in the air and strikes you at different angles with the gravity when he's spinning around? That's kind of like this attack. It's not as cool, obviously, as when Radahn does it, but you can actually do a lot of damage. I played around with it a little bit on my Let's Play, and it is pretty useful. It's also good in PvP, surprisingly. As for Blades of Stone, that's a great spell to pick up. If you're doing a sorcery build, this is a great one to have. It's going to throw up those spikes from gravity, and it's just a all-around good AoE type of deal to have. So if you wanted to do that, Gaius and Radahn were good rivals in their youth, and this sorcery is a product of their friendly competition. So kind of cool lore there. I forgot to talk about Mesmer last episode, too. So if we talk about Mesmer a little bit, I already took his remembrance, but he had some armor there. We'll talk about that in a second. For the Sunflower, though, let's talk about that real quick. Shadow Sunflower Blossom. So I played a little bit around with this. This is a really cool colossal weapon. Unique skill, Shadow Sunflower Headbutt. It's kind of cool. You slam down the blossom with a large Shadow Sunflower, sending out to a shockwave that flattens foes. Repeated inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks. It's kind of complicated to hit that second one for some reason. I had some input problems with that, but once I got it down, the timing with it was really cool. As for Land of Shadow, this is also a pretty good incantation too. It's going to require 58 faith though, so just make sure you know about that. But both those are actually good to have. If I had to recommend one or the other, probably, it depends on the build. It depends on your build. Obviously, if you're strength, you're going to go with the Shadow Sunflower Blossom. If you're high in faith, even though this is a great strength faith weapon, you know, so it's completely up to you. Both are good. As for the equipment, though, so the cool thing is, and if you watch my Let's Play, you know how I'm a big fan of this. Gaius's armor is awesome. It's a very cool armor piece, very cool headpiece. I wish it was a little more skinnier, tighter fit, but overall it's pretty good. Gauntlets are really neat to pick up all that stuff. Also Mesmer's too, we forgot to pick that up last episode. Go ahead and grab his stuff. Mesmer's helm. I think Gaius's helm, though, is the coolest one. That's actually what I finished my Let's Play wearing, and you'll see it's just altogether a sweet looking helm. That's going to put me into a heavy load, though, with this weight, but just to look at it, though, it's just epic looking. Just a very cool looking helm. If we wanted to put all the armor on, too, you can see it. So, It looks, it's pretty thick. It's pretty thick boy armor. And we don't have the leg pieces because we didn't go get them, but the leg pieces are, you know, pretty standard. They fit real well. It's a neat looking armor, though. Definitely one of the cooler looking armors of this DLC. As for Mesmer's, I'm not too much of a fan of it yet. Maybe like a fire mage would actually be cool. Like if you did a fire mage type of build, that might be neat. If we put on his headpiece here real quick. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not terrible by any means. It's just not really what my cup of tea is for when I'm playing these games, but it could go like with a fire mage pretty well. But that is basically everything we wanted to do here during this episode. If you're welcome to, you know, try out some of these weapons if you want to. We're gonna switch back to our regular armor here so that we don't get confused here. And then we are gonna head on back to, actually we can just finish out right here at the round table. Next episode we will be taking on Metria, Mother of Fingers. So Metria is the boss found underneath Cathedral of Manus Mater. We will be getting the finger runes over here, and then activating this remembrance boss next episode, as well as getting one of my favorite katanas in the DLC. And yeah, it's going to be a good episode. So stay tuned, guys. More coming soon.